glows white on the mountain tonight, not a footprint to be seen. Kingdom of isolation, and it looks like I'm the queen. The wind is howling like this swirling storm inside. Couldn't keep it in, heaven knows I tried. Don't let them in, don't let them see. Be the good girl you always have to be. Conceal, don't feel, don't let them know. Well, now they know. Let it go, let it go. Can't hold back anymore. Let it go, let it go. Turn away and slam the door. I don't care what they're going to say. Let the storm rage on. The cold never bothered me anyway. Funny how some distance makes everything seem small. And the fears that once control me can't get to me at all. It's time to see what I can do to test the limits and break through. No road, no road, no rules for me. I'm free. Let it go, let it go. I'm one with the wind and sky. Let it go, let it go. You'll never see me cry. Here I stand and here I stay. Let the storm rage on. My powers flurry from the air into the ground. My soul is spiraling in frozen fractals all around. But one thing crystallizes like an icy blast. I'm never going back. The past is in the past. Let it go, let it go. When I rise by the break of dawn. Let it go, let it go. No perfect girl is gone. Here I stand in the light of day. Let the storm rage on. Cold never bothered me anyway. Ooh.
Hi folks, and welcome to the second drjams podcast. How you doing? I hope you're well. What you just heard there was the inimitable, if that's a word, Dave Holwill from Hatherley. Thanks for sending that in. Dave's fantastic. He comes to the open mic down at the Tally-Ho, and he always picks something very unexpected out of the hat. If you'd like to find out more about him, do check out daveholwill.com. It's HOLWILL. And do go to his YouTube because he's got some fantastic videos there. In particular, you need to watch Danger Zone, which has got some fantastic editing. I'm not going to say any more. Do check that out and go and check his website out where he also sells and writes books. Now, moving on, we have the fantastic Phil Garvey.
I thought ahead to another time and hoped I might recall in better light the fullness of the things that us befell, the daily trials, the frights and fears, as legions of dreams gave way, lives that collapsed like soldiers in wars you thought were far away. And up above the sky glowed orange and purple, and we survived when the world lived magic sunsets and we lived mixed up lives. There were those of us too young to go, that fate had sent them forth, and others who had sought to go, who could not face the truth, and those who sat benignly while the knives about them clashed, and their own worlds went a-tumble, and their hidden hearts were trashed. While up above the sky glowed orange and purple, and we survived. The world lived magic sunsets, and we lived mixed up lives. saber rattles on another scale, dreamed dreams of power and death, and spoke of hate and stirred up fear with every twisted breath. And we knew not if daybreak might ever dawn again across that mystic skyline where our peaceful hearts refrain. While up above the sky glowed orange and purple, and we survived when the world lived magic sunsets, and we lived mixed up lives. And I had taken far too long to learn to love and care, and reached the point too late to life to help me find what's there. And every day that dawn brought traumas, new and mad and cruel, while emotions melted in a furnace, and my mind dwelt on you. While up above the sky glowed orange and purple, and we survived when the world lived magic sunsets, and we lived mixed up lives. Somewhere on the horizon of life that's yet to be, I think about us all and wonder if we'll live to see a happier world that we can share, a world of love and hope. Or are we doomed like puppets, hanging helpless on a rope? While up above the sky glows orange and purple, but we'll survive beyond the magic sunsets, beyond our mixed up lives. While up above the sky glows orange and purple, will we survive beyond the magic sunsets, beyond our mixed up lives.
We've just listened to Magic Sunsets, and I am with the fantastic Phil Garvey, who did produce that marvellous song. Can you tell us a bit about it?
Oh, thanks, Dave. Yeah, it's there's a real story to this one. There's a place near Wallingford, right on the banks of the River Thames, called the Whittenham Clumps, and it's an old Iron Age hill fort. It's quite a sort of local tourist attraction area, and a lot of people I know have written songs about the clumps, various things about them, but that particular song, I've been up there a couple of times, and they're just these astonishing sunsets. And the location, although it's on the banks of the Thames, it's got the whole of the White Horse Vale to the west of it, so you get a really confined sunset between the hills and the Cotswolds, and it's a lovely view. And it was written at a time when there were lots of strange things going on with friends, families, and things. So it all came together as that, and then I stuck it on a shelf for years. I hadn't played it for about 15 years, and I revived it last year because it seemed to be rather more relevant to current situations than it was when I wrote it. So yeah, I'm in the process of getting a recording of that. When all this changes and I can get a band back together, I will do so.
Yeah, this obviously at the moment is a bit of a strange time.
It is very much so.
Are you able to? I mean, I've just dried up completely. I'm doing covers and stuff, but I thought this would be brilliant. I'll be able to write loads of stuff. There's loads going on, and just
you need to have the right inspiration for it. I'm doing other creative things at the moment, but I haven't had many ideas for new songs. And to be honest, the last 3 or 4 years, most of what I have written has been quite sort of bitey and political. Because
well,
that's the only thing that was really driving me. I think I got to an age where I can't write soppy love songs anymore. I'm too old for that. I try and do comic stuff now and again, but again, you've got to be in the right frame of mind for that.
Yeah.
So I'm not as prolific as I'd like to be by any means. But yeah, if the wind took me, if somebody said something. So usually with me, it's somebody will have a line. Just they'll say something or you'll see something. There was an incident. I was having lunch with a friend of mine at a place called Carfax Tower in Oxford. Which is this big old medieval tower right in the centre of the city. But underneath it, there's a really nice veggie cafe. We were sitting having lunch there, and she said I was on my way here, and I thought, why am I on the bus to Carfax? I thought, that's a line. I'd wrote a song, which basically what she spoke about at the lunchtime, the bus to Carfax. So you get daft ideas like that. A lot of my songs come from just something you see, something you feel, or just a few words that string themselves together.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen you at open mics, and you're one of these people who I envy massively. Is that you seem to be able to pull a song out of your head from 15 years ago, and oh, there's this song, and there you go.
Well, it's probably because I sung it so many times back then that I could just about, still remember it. But it does annoy me. There are a handful of songs I've written, and they're almost invariably ones where I wrote them in the wrong order. Where I'd think of a verse, and then I'd realise, actually, that works better as the second verse, I'll write another verse. So if I've written them in the wrong order, my head is still trying to do them in the wrong order.
Right.
And remembering them is a nightmare. Even ones I've sung 100, 200 times, I can still quite easily get them wrong. But thank you for being so flattering in that regard. I mean, you're a fantastic musician, far better than I can
be. A mystical ability that some people have got, and it's just. Yeah. So we've got another song from you.
Yeah.
I watched her play. Is there a story behind that song?
There is a story behind all my songs. There's a very dear friend of mine who's we're still in touch. We still sing together sometimes, and we sang as a duo about 20 years ago for a few gigs. And when we first met, she said to me, I don't want you to write any songs about me, because she knows what I'm like. So I had to promise I wouldn't write any songs about her. So I wrote an instrumental about her, which I thought I could get away with. And then she wrote a song about me, bless her. And some 11 years later, I thought, I've held that promise a long time. And I'd been to an open mic, and I'd seen someone who reminded me a lot of her. She looked a lot like her. And I thought, well, that inspired me to write. So I wrote this song, and it was kind of about Em, but it wasn't. And she's forgiven me. So that's all good.
Cool. Well, let's have a listen to that. This is I Watched Her Play by Phil Garvey.
Last night I saw a girl who looked just like the way you looked. The night we danced around the trees in the firelight. Her hair was tied in ribbons, each for someone long forgiven. The flames drew patterns on her skin, and she sang like he used to sing. And she flung her arms out like they were wings, and I didn't have the strength to turn away. So I stood and watched her play. Last night I had a vision, filled me with an indecision. Was she in my dreams, I in hers? But as we danced around, I could feel my feet lift off the ground. I was seeing things I knew were there. And she sang like he used to sing. And she flung her arms out like they were wings. And I didn't have the strength to turn away. So I stood and watched her play. I watched her play. Stand deep inside a glade and turn to greet the dawning day. Maybe you will see her dancing still. So as you breathe the air, close your eyes and count your cares. You know you'll come into this place again. She sang like you used to sing. She flung her arms up like they were wings, and I didn't have the strength to turn away. So I stood and watched her play. Watched her play. Watched her play.
I watched a play by Phil Garvey there. Lovely song. Have you got anything you'd like to? You got anything going on? You got anything coming up? Any streams? Any albums? Anything you're working on?
Yeah, I mean, I did an album with some session guys about 20 years ago, and it's still available. If anyone wants to cross my palm with silver, I did stick it up recently on Bandcamp, which is, finally got around to doing that. That's just called Up the Creek, which is the name of one of the songs, but I wrote the song during the production of the album. I always wanted to call the album Up the Creek because it just sounded appropriate for my life at the time. Actually, for all the time. But yeah, so I did that one then. And more recently, 2012, I got a band together, which was originally called Light and Shade, and then became the Record Sleepers. And we were together about 4 years in Oxford. And they were the ones that ended up doing Halloweener with me in that silly video, which is doing the rounds. If you haven't seen it on YouTube, do please. I'm trying to get 70,000 hits.
Okay, well we should go and watch that now. And
but yeah, I'm always trying to do this. I work better with a band when I can get people who actually want to do the same sort of songs I do. But the vast majority of gigs I do, I tend to play solo because I can't get the band that can tap around the country with me. Obviously, I'm not based local to any of the places I regularly play, which is a shame. I wish I was. I wish I was in Devon. Oh, I love it down there. You're massively envious of all you down there. But equally, I play in Kent quite a lot, and the South Coast, and Oxford and Bristol. So taking a whole band around with me every time is not going to be easy. But yeah, I hope one day I'll get another crowd together and do it.
Cool. Look forward to it.
Thanks
Phil
so
Garvey, thanks for popping in, and thanks for the music. And I no doubt we'll see you again sometime soon.
Brilliant. Thanks, Dave. Take care.
There's something about you, angel, the way you move like smoke across the floor. And I'll confess there is no memory in my head that I have ever wanted more. Oh, it's like I'm counting stars that I don't deserve to see. And there's one thing I know for sure, I'm stronger when you hold me. Life is what it should be when I am in your arms, stronger when you hold me. Life is what it should be when I am in your arms. And I'll dream about the imperfections I discover on your skin, and how I am the lucky one for sure, 'cause when I knocked upon your door you took me in. Oh yes you did. And how our weird little worlds collide with such a din that it shook me to the very core, mama. I'm stronger when you hold me. Life is what it should be when I am in your arms, stronger when you hold me. Yes I am. Life is what it should be when I am in your arms. Oh sure. Ooh. without you, angel. You float like a butterfly towards a flame. Oh, and to try and find the words to paint your beauty, it would surely be in vain. Oh, yes, it would. Am I losing my touch? Give it all, give it up. It's what you told me. I'm taking it to heart. I'm stronger when you hold me. Life is what it should be when I am in your arms. Stronger when you hold me. Yes. Life is what it should be when I am in your arms. I'm stronger when you hold me. I'm stronger when you hold me. I'm stronger when you hold me. Yeah, life is what it should be when I am in your arms.
So that was Stronger When You Hold Me by the fantastic Joe Francis from Winter Mountain, or are you Winter Mountain?
Good question.
Yeah.
If I'd answer that, I'd have to kill you.
Oh, it might be like Schrodinger's cat. You might collapse the quantum field.
Exactly. Yeah, I have had people refer to me as Winter before and Mr. Mountain.
Ooh.
Just-
Mr. Mountain's pretty well. Whatever it is, it's fantastic. And
Thanks for having me.
oh, you're very, very welcome. I mean, I saw you donkeys years ago with Ammunition.
Mm.
You've been doing Winter Mountain thing now for 5 years. It's been a little while, hasn't it?
Yeah, well, Winter Mountain was a duo initially, and we met in 2010 something.
Oh wow, okay.
So it's been a while since the name's been around, but as a solo project, it's been about 4 years, 5 years. Yeah.
So the song "Stronger When You Hold Me," can you tell me about that?
I wrote this song in my mum's coal shed, actually in the pitch black in the coal shed. I'd done a gig and I'd come home to the family house. Everyone was asleep upstairs and I was just winding down and I wasn't quite ready to go to sleep. And I got this idea for a song. This melody kept going around my head. Stronger when you hold me. And I couldn't shake it. So I thought I'm gonna take my guitar and I'm gonna go out into the coal shed and write this song, or at least like demo the chorus or whatever this thing is gonna be. And it turned into a full song right then and there, really quickly.
Cool.
Yeah.
Love it when that happens. Where just the best songs just come quick, don't they? Like write themselves almost.
Big time. Yeah, they just come out of the ether somehow. I don't even know how I wrote that song. And if I tried to replicate it and do another version, I probably couldn't get anywhere close.
Yeah.
Like you say, the best songs just come out of nowhere. And that's the magic of them.
Absolutely. Are you finding this? I mean, I was just talking with someone earlier today about this. Obviously, we're in a strange situation. We're in lockdown. You'd think the songs would be flowing at the moment, but I'm just got nothing. How are you at the moment? Is this helping your creative process, or?
You're going to hate this, but I haven't been this creative in a long time. Yeah, it helped that I was in the flow already before COVID hit, before they announced the lockdown. I'd maybe written half an album, and I've been working on new songs from the start of this year.
Wow.
And yeah, so when they announced COVID and the lockdown, I was just I just carried on as usual. In addition to that, I had to cancel all my studio time. But what that meant was that I very quickly got together some equipment so that I could record at home. And I've just been carrying on with the recording process in my flat.
Yeah.
So the album's still moving along, albeit, differently at a slightly different pace and slightly more organically. But it's great, and I'm happy to say that I've been writing a great deal.
Well, I'm glad somebody's getting some benefit out.
Sorry. But the truth is, if I wasn't in lockdown, I would have been on tour for the first 2 weeks of lockdown in Germany.
Right.
And so I probably wouldn't have written anything then. And then I would have come back to the UK and had loads of gigs booked. And again, not been able to record or maybe even write, because when you're in gig mode, you're up late and you're lying in, have those late mornings, your voice gets shot, you get knackered after a few gigs. And it's better just to focus your energy onto the gigs, and so you can leave the creativity behind. But I haven't had to do that, so sorry. That's kind of a long, waffly answer, but
no, that's great. So we have a bit of a scoop there. There is another album on the way.
Yeah, and I'd love to get it out this year.
Ah, okay, cool.
That would be my plan, but I think it depends whether the November tour comes together as it should. Obviously, we're all affected by COVID. Gigs are being cancelled left, right, and centre. And I was in the middle of booking a tour for the end of this year. Had most of the dates in place, but it's a tricky one because obviously venues are all shut down right now, and the promoters aren't sure when they're going to reopen and how many tickets are going to shift, because people could be nervous, fair enough, about meeting in gathering venues and that kind of thing. So we'll see how it goes, but the album's definitely on the way.
Let's hear another song. We've got Sunlight Good Roads. Can you tell us about that tune?
Yeah, I wrote Sunlight Good Roads in Dublin, Ireland, on what I knew was likely to be my last night in the country, having been living there for about 8 years up to this point. And I wanted to write something to say thank you and goodbye to all my Irish friends. And of course, when I got back to Cornwall, everyone said, what was it like living in Ireland? And the very best way I could think to describe it is that it's a little bit like being a kid in an 80s action film or fantasy film or something. Like you imagine yourself climbing up the ladder to your granddad's attic and finding a dusty old book and falling into the pages and having this mad adventure with all these crazy drunken pirate type people who are just amazing people and with a beautiful turn of phrase. And it's incredible to spend time with those kind of people. And so how could I not say thanks? So that's how I wrote Sunlight Good Roads. Dark eyes stream a tearful red. Your skin is soft as a feather bed. Blue sky and you are leaving town. You carry me in my wounded heart. I hit the moon and you miss the mark. We are children of sharp descending ground. Fools are we, climb the mountain. Those who follow are more foolish still. Roll on, vast highway on you roll. Beat down, sweet sunlight on you glow. Roll on, sweet river, until the river overflows. I wish for you the sunlight and good roads. kissed you deep, and I kissed you slow, 'neath the dirty sky with a dirty glow. Then we count the stars as they are born. I could write you a song, dream you a dream about these young eyes and all they've seen. These young eyes have seen me through a storm. Fools are we who climb the mountain, those who follow are more foolish still. Roll on fast highway on you roll. Beat down sweet sunlight on you glow. Roll on sweet river till the river overflows. I wish for you the sunlight and good roads. Roll on fast highway on you roll. Beat down sweet sunlight on you glow. Roll on sweet river till the river overflows. I wish for you the sunlight and good roads. I wish for you the sunlight and good roads. I wish for you the sunlight and good roads.
So that was the fantastic Joe Francis from Winter Mountain, is Winter Mountain, and Sunlight Good Roads. So what have you got going on at the moment? Are you doing any live streams or?
Yeah, I'm going to be doing my first live stream tomorrow night from 8 p.m. on Facebook. So I hope that everyone will be able to join me there.
Cool. So
And, yeah.
22nd.
Wednesday 22nd, 8 p.m. on the Winter Mountain official Facebook page.
Okay, cool. And if folks miss it, is it going to be there as a video for people to watch later on?
Hopefully, yeah. If it comes out any good, then I'll leave it up and might even stick it on YouTube as well.
Cool.
Yeah.
Your YouTube page, I checked it out. Winter Mountain Music.
Yes.
To find you on YouTube. You've got some
On YouTube.
videos on there. Fantastic. Anything you'd like to add?
You can find Winter Mountain Music all over the internet. So do check it out and come follow me on social media and keep in touch. Yeah. Thank you.
Fantastic. Joe Francis, Winter Mountain. Thanks for coming. We'll see you again.
Thanks very much. See ya.
that was Cabin from the fantastic Schrodingers Strings. And from Schrodingers Strings, we have Steve and Eddie. How you doing?
Oh, fine. Very well, thank you.
Cool, excellent. So 2 harps and a guitar. Let's address that right at the beginning. How did that happen?
You can tell this one. It was a complete and utter accident. Mm-hmm. 8 years ago, I was running an open mic night at a pub called White Lion in Benjo, Hartford. And Steve was playing harp and decided to attend one of these. And we just decided to jam out Sweet Child of Mine by Guns N' Roses. Went down very well with the audience. And we thought, actually, should we do a few more things? And then we started experimenting, doing Metallica and Deep Purple and things like that. Just and lots of original stuff as well. And lots of original stuff, just to see what happened. Carol was already playing, started learning harp by then. Then she came and jammed out White Shade of Pale with us at another future gig. Went down very well, and the band was just a happy accident. It just happened. Yep. We've now got a mandolin player as well, who, though he's not here today with us, obviously. So,
I mean, at the moment, obviously, we're in lockdown. Have you been able to do stuff? Have you been playing together? Have you done live streams?
Yeah, well, we're quite lucky because 3 of us actually live in the same house. So Carol, Ed, and myself, we're here anyway, so we can play together in the same room. It's just a shame that Peter, our mandolin player, he's a few miles away. We can't have him in the house. So, but yeah, so 3 of us have managed to play together regularly, and we have been doing a live stream thing for the last few weeks, just on and off sort of things called Schrodingers Strings Unpubbed, which is sort of playing from our living room.
With some of the videos we're looking at from obviously from your last stream that we did, that you did. There's obviously little creatures all around the place. The cats. Can you tell me about them? Did the name come first, or did the cats come first?
The name has come from the Schrodinger's cats idea. Although actually all the cats in the video we've had since the band started. So the band actually came before the cat. Yeah.
Maybe
before. It is basically cat. I mean, we're very much cat people.
Yeah. Cool. And do they play the harps?
They try.
Sometimes, yes.
One of the white fluffy one. He when he was a kid, he used to get inside Carol's harp, but he's too big for that now.
Wow, blimey!
There is a video of that somewhere. It's on YouTube somewhere. Yeah. The kittens in the harp, or whatever it's called.
Okay, Cabin was your own song, and we've got another one coming up here called Waves. Have you got anything you could tell us about Waves?
I wrote that song a few years ago. It was written as a testament to my late father. It's a Christmas song, but it's a happy Christmas song. It's all about the happy memories of going ski fishing with him, hence the title, and then having a game of snooker and going to darts and the pub on afterwards. And so, yeah, it's a sort of bittersweet song.
This is Waves from Schrodingers Strings.
Years old, I couldn't sleep.
Dave's from Schrodingers Strings, one of your own tunes. I noticed there you were having a swig of a Guinness, which has got a harp on the front. Is that purely accidental?
Completely. I play guitar.
But I often wear Guinness t-shirts on stage because of the harp design. Well, I like Guinness as well.
Yeah. Maybe a sponsorship deal there is coming on.
I think we did that for the last few years. I think we should really contact the adjunct and say, can we get some Guinness sponsorship, please?
Absolutely. Okay, have you got anything you'd like to add before we finish up? Oh, your website, schrodingerstrings.co.uk. Obviously, you've got music there people can buy. Anywhere else they can get that? Can they buy CDs?
Yeah, I mean, for sort of digital versions of the songs, they can get them from Apple Music, Google Play, Amazon. So they can get that. If they want actual physical copies of the CD, they can contact us via the form on the website, and we can sort of get something sent in the post. Well, yeah, so digital versions available on all the main streaming platforms of our first two albums.
Fantastic. I know the other thing I was going to ask you. What's the next thing you've got that hasn't been cancelled, that's in the diary? That because obviously at the moment the summer seems to have been pretty much written off.
Well, we were supposed to be playing Camp Festival this year. The festival hasn't yet been cancelled, but we're very, very, very sure it probably will be.
When is that?
Sorry?
When is that?
End of July. So it's still possible, but I'm not holding my hopes out. But it'd be great if it still went ahead. But
we had a good gig cancel on us, which would have been, I think, last weekend or the weekend before. We would have been playing the second tallest tall ship in the world, the Stad Amsterdam, moored up by Tower Bridge in London, which we played last year. And that was absolutely fantastic experience. Yeah. Really, really good. Really, really nice. But for obvious reasons, that didn't happen this year.
No. And it was lovely weather.
Yeah, it'd been perfect for it. Mind you, one thing missing, the last time we did it, we had the Queen's cannons going off for her birthday salute things. And she was,
waited till your interval. So, schrodingerstrings.co.uk, people can get music there, and obviously you're going to be doing streams from your Facebook page.
Yeah.
I want to hear some more stuff there. We've got coming up a cover, Comfortably Numb, which is obviously everybody knows the big long solo at the end, so we'll look out for that. Anything to add before we listen to that?
He loves doing that song just because he gets to scream really loudly in the second verse. I think that's the only reason. Yeah, that one.
He likes doing showing off the big solo.
Yeah, but he gets to do the scream.
I get to do the scream. I get the best bit, and I can remember the words for that.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, Steve and Ed from Schrodingers Strings. Lovely to chat to you, and we'll see you again soon, no doubt. This is Comfortably Numb from Schrodingers Strings.
Hello, it's a rain party in there. Just not if you can hear it. It's a rain, no one at home. Come on now, I hear you feeling down. I can't ease your pain. little pinprick. There'll be no more. But you may feel a little sick. Can you stand up? I do believe it's looking good. That'll keep you going for the show. Come on, it's time to go. There's no pain while we're sailing. The distant ship's smoke on the horizon. You were only coming through in waves. You're a little slow, but I can hear what you're saying. When I was a child, I got a fleeting glimpse out of the corner of my eye. I turned to look, but it was gone. Then I put my finger on it now. The child is gone, the dream is gone. I had become comfortable enough.
And that's the end of the show. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. We've had some fantastic stuff today. The wonderful Phil Garvey, fantastic Dave Holwill at the beginning there, the amazing Joe Francis, and of course, the inimitable Schrodingers Strings. I think I'm feeling confident to say I will see you next week. But before we go, a word from our sponsors, me. Do pop along and check out facebook.com/DaveRichMusic, where I'll probably be doing another concert this weekend, so keep an eye out for that. Right, that's it. I will see you all later. Take care. Cheers.